has the federal government traditionally played a role, and has that really shifted with this energy dominance agenda?
That's a great question. So for far too long, really dating back to the 1920s when the Mineral Leasing Act was first enacted into law, oil and gas development was really the preferred tenant on federal public lands. Lands management agencies have long emphasized the extractive industry and what's most beneficial to them at the expense of other benefits that they're directed to safeguard, like conservation values, wildlife, recreation opportunities, etc. We were really excited and happy with many of the developments that came out of the Biden administration, which really started to turn the tide on that trend. We saw a number of really helpful pieces of legislation pass both chambers of Congress and get enacted into law that helped rebalance land management in a way that attempted to take the finger off the scales in favor of oil and gas development. Specifically, the Inflation Reduction Act increased the royalty rate, which is the price that, or the percentage that companies have to pay to extract oil and gas from federal public lands. They increased that to be in line with the rate that states charge, which is great because if it's lower than what states charge, that's a de facto subsidy and incentive for companies to focus their leasing decisions towards federal lands as opposed to state and private lands. They also made a number of fiscal reforms that raised rents and fees for oil and gas developers that hadn't been touched in over 3 decades, which was also really helpful in rebalancing that. They also issued a number of rulemakings, they being the administration, including an oil and gas leasing rule to implement those changes made by the Inflation Reduction Act, and also add on some additional helpful reforms to ensure that communities and taxpayers aren't left on the hook for cleaning up oil and gas wells after they stop producing oil and gas.